to I Can Make It Better. Luther Vandross, the great late Luther Vandross. Whatever you want me to do, I can make it better. Luther Vandross. Good morning, guys. Keith K.L. Belvin here, crisis specialist, author, educator. More importantly, I'm here. Every Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 10, but we are late today because I had to go to the doctor's office. I had to go do some blood work, ran longer than I thought, and I had to make a quick phone call. So I apologize for being late today, but normally I am on between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. And I try to bring something to the table every time that this camera is on, simply because I am trying to help and save lives the best that I can. Because as my business coach, Glenn P. Brooks, says all the time, we all need some help. And that is so true. This is why you hear me say, bring me your pain. Why? Because we can fix this. I believe that. I believe we can. I believe when two people get together with the mindset of correcting something that is wrong, a solution can be solved, can be figured out. And if we can't figure it out, then at least now we have the help of being able to go out and find somebody else who can help us. And that's what I do. If I can't help you, I'm not going to hurt you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to help you find somebody else or place you in the hands of somebody else who can help you. All right, with that said, let's do this. One, like this post. By liking this post, you trick the algorithm into thinking this might be something important. Now, we're going to trick that algorithm even further. You're going to share this on your page. Why? Because somebody on your page needs to be introduced to me, and I can't introduce them if I don't know them. You know them, and I need you to let your friends know this is somebody that you should check out and somebody you should listen to. And then the third thing is we're going to tag two people today. Only two. I would normally say five because it's a Friday. We're only going to tag two people, and I'm going to tell you why. We're going to tag two people because I want to say thank you. Today is a thank you Friday. And I only want you to tag two people, just two. All right. And if it's not too much trouble, at two people that you're grateful for, two people that you want to say thank you to. And I want you to do that. All right. And I want you to make sure that you are able to do that. All right. Here's the thing. All right. This morning, I don't know why I keep getting calls. This morning, I came on to say thank you to those who support me, who help me, and who pray for me. I have a lot that I'm trying to do. I have a lot that I'm trying to accomplish. Good morning, Evangeline. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you, sister. Appreciate you for being here this morning. And I wanted to end this week because I've had some good highs, some very bad lows this week, and I'll take them all. I fell this week. I fell at the bowling alley during a tournament. Oh my gosh. And then bowled bad. So not only did I fall, I then bowled bad, so I just gave away money. And then I had some highs this morning. Good morning, Nissa. How are you, love? I had some highs this week, and the highs were my mentor program was picked up at the school, so I was able to close the deal after having a meeting with the leadership, and my mentor program was picked up by them. It was at another school the year before. We finished up at the beginning of 2021 because of funding, but I had a good run with them. I did 6 months. Yeah, it was 6 months at the detention center. And now my program was picked up by a new school. I'll be working with 6th to 8th graders after school. Small group of young men, helping them to understand themselves. There is a post on my page, should be under this one when you're looking, that I'm asking, what are some of the things you think I should have conversations with 6th, 7th, and 8th grade young men? What are some of the components that you would like to be in a program if you had your young men, even if your kids are grown, when they were this age, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, middle school, what would you have liked a mentor program to have? I'm doing some market research, and I'm going to take that information, and my young assistant and I are going to prepare weekly lessons for the young men to enjoy. I want them to be interactive. I want to definitely work on communication, and I want to work on the mental health piece, the social, emotional piece too, is how they're dealing with everything that's going on. So I'm going to add that to the mix as well. And I want to be able to have that conversation. And it's going to be very important for me. Um, hold on one second. One second. What's going on? Hey, there's what's with that? All right, hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. So, and with that, like I said, I'm super excited because I was able to get the program, and we're going to go 12 weeks at a time. So every 12 weeks, we'll evaluate if the work is of quality and if the school wants to keep me, because I don't want them to be on the hook if it's not working. We're not doing that. And it gives me time to reevaluate, reset myself if things are not working. Also, if we want to bring in another set of young men or grow the program, I'm leaving that door open. So every 3 months, we're going to evaluate and we'll go from there. That'll give us a chance to reset a couple times throughout the school year, and they agreed to my price. So that's that's a plus. And I just wanted to say thank you. And again, that's what today is about. Today is simply me saying thank you to Evangeline, thank you to Nissa, and thank you to everybody else who supports what I do, who prays over me, who helps me. And Lord knows there's time I need help, because anytime you have to reset and pivot and start over, it's difficult. And also owning your mistakes. That's like one of the biggest things for me in the last 5 years, is owning my mistakes, owning the fact that I muted myself and took my voice out of circulation, owning two businesses but not operating the first one like I could have. I'm not going to say should have, could have. I did okay, but I could have done better. Creating the second business and not having all the plans in place that I could have. So, being honest with myself and going back and recreating that, and then being and working to be patient enough to build that up and trust the process. So I had to hire a business coach. And then with my books and everything, hired a literary coach because I needed to, again, have some guidance. Because, again, if you act like you know it all, you really don't know anything. And so the fruits of some of that is starting to show itself. Now a whole nother set of things come into play. Being comfortable with the minor success so you can be ready for the larger success. Also staying motivated that you don't go backwards because you start to fear the success. You already know what you're not, what you failed at. But the key is just making sure everything is what it's supposed to be. I'm back to bowling, and that's my self help. That's what I do for myself. I'm back to working out, and I got goals and aspirations, and it's tough, but I wouldn't be able to do it without the help, support, and prayers of you guys. Um, your responses in the Unapologetically Keith group. I look forward to that every Friday night, being able to sit down and listen and have those conversations and joking and laughing. That's how I unwind, and it's what allows me to get into these progress notes that I got to write. The fact that my Christian counseling has grown, that the fact that I said in 2015 I wanted to create mental health ministries, and I have one church that's fully involved and two other churches that are slowly getting there. But it was a matter of taking a vision that was in here and turning it into something that's actually real. I couldn't do that without the help and support of all you guys. So I just wanted this show is about you guys. This show is about everybody who's ever liked the post, supported me, shared a post, who's ever had a conversation with me, whoever's had a counseling session with me, purchased a hat, purchased a book, anything that you've ever done. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you again. Anybody who's ever just reached out and said, Big Dog, I need your help. Keith, can we talk? And here's something that I realized going forward. Let me share this with you as well. You know what's very hard to do, but it's a necessary thing. Now hear me on this. And again, if you're just joining, I'm Keith K.L. Belvin, crisis specialist, author, educator, and I'm on every morning from 9:30 to 10. I ran a little late today, and today is just simply Thank You Friday. But let me tell you something that's been very difficult, but it's necessary, and you need to write this down. You might have to write this down. There are people in your life right now who are connected to you right now who have helped you in the past, but you need to let them go right now. Because the you that they helped back then, you're not that person. And the reason why they cannot, and in many cases have not, helped you now is because they don't really like the you now. That's one. They don't understand the you that you are now. That's two. And three, the you that you are now doesn't fit who they are right now because they want the old you back. Now, if that resonates with anybody, put a one in the chat room for me. Let me know that you hear me. Put a one in the chat room if you understand exactly what I'm saying, because it's hard. It's hard, especially if you did good business or had a great relationship with that person. But, the Lord says people come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Each one gets smaller. Reason may be very big. Various reasons people come into our lives. Shrinks down to season. Seasonal people who come in for a certain season, and that season may stretch over a couple of years. But very few people travel with us for a lifetime, and that includes family. Very few people travel with us for a lifetime. And it's very, very important that you understand that. And that's why we have to thank the people who are in our lives now while we have them. They say give a person their flowers while they're alive, and you should. But give the people the thanks that they deserve while you have them. Give it to them. If you haven't thanked, and I just made a phone call where I had to thank somebody for just being who they are, for bringing something to my attention that I needed to focus on. I thank my coaches. I thank my mentors. I thank my wife. I thank my daughter. I thank my sons, for coming by this weekend, because I wanted them to understand that, yes, I'm their dad, but they could have found something else to do. And that was another thing too, is I wasn't traipsing all around New York. I reached out to certain folks to let them know I'll be in New York for the weekend, and that was it. And I had already said I wasn't doing a whole lot of traveling. So I made the stops that I needed to make. And then I parked it at my mother's house. And if you wanted to find me, that's where I was. And I always noticed that when I come to town, you get a lot more activity. Yo, I get that. But if I'm coming for a reason, that's what I'm coming for. And if I don't get to see you this time, make arrangements and we can get together. See, I find that interesting too. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's keep it a buck. Some people are going to say, let's get together because it's easier for them when you're in town with them. They don't actually want to travel. So what you'll notice is that they won't call you to set things up where there's mutual movement. They'll move when it's easier for them to just come right across town, or, right across the street, or you're in the area. They don't really say, well, listen, you're there, I'm here. Let's set something up. I have vacation time, or, what's a good time for you? Maybe you can come up and we can specifically for us to get together. And it's okay. I don't mind that. I don't trip on that. I know what it is, so I don't trip. Another thing too, I want to say thank you to. I want to say thank you to all of the folks who respond to the stuff that I put online. It's not missed. I try to at least like or acknowledge that you responded. I'm still not as comfortable. I do video all the time. I'm still not. It's because it's just not exciting for me with the whole marketing part. I don't know. And I hear it all the time. Oh, you need to do more of this. You need to do more of that. I get it. It doesn't excite me at all. That's the hardest part of the business part for me. I know some people find that strange. Like, well, you're a natural. Yeah, I might be. That doesn't mean I like it. Yeah, I'm a natural. When you turn the camera on, I go. I don't need a camera. I'm a showman. That don't mean I really like putting on shows. That's just my natural personality. My natural personality is, and I did a DISC assessment. And if you have not done a DISC assessment, a personality assessment, you should. I am what's called a high I. I am a person that is extremely high interactive. I'm a person that really, I'm a people person of a high level. And that's okay. But that does not mean that I like to perform for people. That doesn't mean I always like to grab the stage. Will I when asked? Yes. Is it my first thing? Yeah. I like small, intimate groups. I like when a group of people can sit down and really tear into some good conversation. I like that. I like what's called back in my day a good old fashioned cipher. Group of folks standing around in a circle, chopping it up, building, as we say back in the day. Because I want to be able to see a man or a woman's face when they're talking. I want to be able to feel what they're saying. I want to be able to see if it's BS or cap, as you kids say today. He's capping. Yeah, a lot of folks cap online because they can get away with it. The old school part of me is I still like to be in amongst people. That's why this COVID thing is very difficult for me. And now with the Delta variant and people just refusing to follow directions. And I talked about mutations a year and a half ago. I talked about mutations back in February of 2020 because I taught about it in health class, explaining that if you all you had to do was watch the movie Outbreak. The Mataba virus, which was the name of the virus in the movie, came from Africa to Cedar Creek, to California, and then a monkey ate the banana, the virus mutated. It then went to another city because now the mutation allowed the virus to remain airborne, and now this deadly virus became airborne, which then they wanted to protect because they had made it as a weapon. Now, I don't know if that's what they were doing over in Wuhan. I don't care. It's here. But the mutation part was real because I used to teach about it and I used to ask kids. I actually had the kids, had a lesson where I asked them to chart the movement of the virus starting from Africa. That was they had to fill in how it got from, and I would give little checkpoints. Okay, here's Cedar Creek. Okay, here's whatever. Now, show me how it got from Africa to Cedar Creek. Check them down. Because I want to show you how something that has no body can travel. And the lesson was to be able to show the migration of a virus and how human migration actually allows a virus to travel. And in that travel allows it to mutate. Many of the kids got it, pretty much for the most part. They would miss little here and there's. And so here we are with all this information. That movie came out in the 90s. Dustin Hoffman, Cuba Gooding Jr., what's my man, Kevin Spacey. Great movie, by the way. Check it out, Outbreak. But here we got all this information and fools are still out here. Now we done made mass political. We done made the vaccine political. Vaccines are already political. I get it. I don't like flu shots. I've never believed in flu shots simply because I didn't need them. I was always around kids and I just felt the body naturally would defend itself against the flu. And it has for the most part. But this is not natural. I don't know what this is. I don't know where it came from and I don't care. What I know is that whatever this is killing people. And what I do know is that the data shows that people vaccinated have offered some resistance. That's it. Other than what's actually going on in some of these pipes and tubes in the laboratories, I don't know. Neither do most of you. Most of you don't even know what's in the food that you eat at McDonald's, but you pull up through that drive-thru and have no problem with it. Many of you who are smoking loud have no idea what's in the Zaza. And now we got all type of flavors and packs and colors and everything else. So you trust in your man up the block with the Fruity Pebbles Zaza that you go and smoke. You'll smoke that. But yet you complaining about the government giving you a vaccine that is proven to actually have a positive effect. Make it make sense. But okay, here's the thing, guys. Who'd you thank today? Let's get back on topic. Who'd you thank today? All right. And when you watch this, when you watch this, I want to say thank you. Put a Y in the chat if you hear this, because I want to thank you. Nissa, I want to thank you. And Nissa, you've been a fantastic friend of mine for years, and I appreciate you and love you. Evangeline, we just got to meet and know each other, but I appreciate you and I thank you for being here. And I hope that you come back and join us in the group. I know it can get rough, rugged, and raw in there, but I hope that you come back to hang out with us, and I hope you keep doing the videos that you're doing on your page. I thank you. And whoever's watching this, whenever you're watching this, I want you to put a Y or you're welcome in the group that lets me know that you've seen it. But I want to say thank you. And Jose, who shares this, thank you. Michelle Green, thank you. My lovely wife, Tiffany, thank you. My darling KL, thank you. Anthony, thank you. Elijah, thank you. Justin, thank you. Kiara, thank you. Jonathan, thank you. And Courtney, even though you're not part of the pack right now, the light and the door, the light is on, the door is open. Whenever you want to come back and talk to your father, I'm here. Thank you. To all of their mothers, thank you. And more than anything else, I want to thank the Lord. For without him, none of what I do is possible. And in my belief, nothing that anybody tries to do is possible without God. But I am not going to press you on that because you don't have to believe in him. I do. And I'm being honest with you. God has thanked me. I mean, God has blessed me and I thank him. Excuse me. I don't want to be too arrogant. Shout out to my man, Otis Bellinger. Appreciate you as well. And that's something, guys, that I just, as I go into this weekend and Tiff and I have some things, here's what I found very interesting as well as I get ready to, I see it's 22 after. As you start to grow, right, you're going to realize that the work is hard. It is. The work needed, especially if you're working for yourself, the work is going to be very hard, right? And you're going to need help. You cannot do this by yourself. You're going to need help. But here's what I found. If you are diligent and you are honest and you care about the work that you're doing, you will find honest people who will help you. Shout out to Chanel Bacon for the work that she has done for Braven Publishing. Shout out to Marissa McCracken for the work that she has done with Braven Publishing. Shout out to Courtney Craig for her work that she has done for Braven Consulting and Braven Publishing. Shout out to for Keisha Green for the work that she has done with Braven Publishing and myself. Shout out to Gregory Graphics out of Philadelphia for the work that he's done on covers of my book and Braven Publishing. Shout out to Tatiana. What is Tatiana's oh my gosh, what is Tatiana's email? I mean Tatiana's Designs? No, it's something else. But shout out to Tatiana, the new cover designer that I have. I want to make sure I give her proper credit. Let me get her information here because it would not be fair to name somebody and not give their business the proper credit. That's another thing too. All right, Tatiana Villa. There we go. Villa Designs. There we go. Tatiana Villa. She is the new designer of my cover from Gigolo to Jesus. Shout out to Tatiana Villa for taking what I said I wanted some concepts from the old cover and I wanted adapted into the new cover, but I want you to have at it. I want you to design what you think is going to work. And I love the colors. I just love the new cover. And I thank her for that. And again, let me tell you something. It's going to be hard. Now, I'm telling you this right now. Yes, it's hard. But if you stick with it, if you continue to learn, and if you allow yourself to be taught, what I mean by that is I have a coach, Glenn P. Brooks Jr. Shout out to Glenn. Glenn put his system into play because I hired him as my coach. That system is working, but it's on me to do the work. Shout out to Terkessa Colvin, literary coach. She's giving me systems to do things for my book over. It's on me to put that work in, and it's working. Big shout out goes to Brian Groves out of Italy, Modena, Italy. Yo, Brian, shout out to you, man. You've been around since 2015. You never asked for anything, and you've been pouring in to my work since we met. And here's the funny thing, guys. And let me say again, why you have to say thank you while you have people in your life. Brian saw a post that I put up that maybe it's time that I start helping me because I helped so many other people. And I'm going to say it was a throwaway post because I almost didn't remember it till he reminded me. He said he had been following what Tiff and I was doing. He heard Tiff and I's radio show. We should do a radio show. And he heard that and he thought that and said, you know what? He reached out and offered his coaching. He didn't ask me for any money. And he said, I would like to help basically pour value into you because of what you do for other people. And you know what? A friendship started. Because now, 6 years later, not only are we good friends, I now return that favor by helping him with things that he's doing business-wise, which then in return, he has now become an accountability brother for me, all the way over in Europe. And also, he actually helped save Tiff and our lives because he put me on to how bad this virus was back in January, because he explained to me what was going on over in Italy. So Tiff and I were able to get up the toilet paper, the Lysol, everything that we needed back in January before everything shut down in March. We were 3 months ahead, and so we were good. And by doing that, when everything started to break down, we were okay. We didn't have to leave the house. We were good, had everything that we needed. So again, guys, as I bring this to a close, who did you thank today? Who did you thank? Who did you say thank you for just being them in your life? Did you thank the people who helped you? Did you thank the people who supported you? Did you thank the people who pray for you? Shout out to Maggie Wilson. Shout out to Dr. Belinda Harper. Shout out to Tiffany Green. Shout out to so many people. Shout out to my man Kurt from Canarsie. Dude, behind the scenes supports everything I do and doesn't say a word. He just does his thing. Shout out to you, Kurt. Shout out to my boys, John, TJ, Kurt. John and TJ for coming through this weekend to hang out, play some spades like we was back in college. Shout out to my man, Gary, from Florida. We was able to rekindle our friendship, man. Shout out to all the men from York College who we have our inbox thing going on. Appreciate you. Shout out to all my former students at IS-211, Canarsie High School, New Tech, MS 534. What other schools I've been at? Oh man, was that PS 232? I think it was 234 over in Flatbush. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to all my former students who's making it happen. Shout out to all my former students who's having to make a pivot and change their lives. I'm here for you. Mr. B is here for you. Shout out for all you young folks keeping me young. Shout out to all of you. All right? Because I still watch. Shout out to all my former colleagues who's still in the game. All right, man. But you over an hour away, dog. I was already up there on Wednesday, man. But that's a hard ride home. But I'm gonna see, because actually this is a tough weekend, Paul. I got you. Mask up too, bro. Was nobody wearing no mask, and they coming from all over the country. Bowl tonight at 7 p.m. Okay, I got you. Actually, I'm trying to see what's going on for Saturday, but Tiff and I got a couple of things we got to do this weekend. I might try to get. How long you in town for the weekend, Paul? And shout out to Paul Rodriguez. That's my dude. Real dude right there. That's my dude. Not just a teammate. That dude has been my man. We've been partners for over 20 plus years, man. Shout out to the original Dog Pound. Yeah, bro. I'm down in Frederica, man. I'm over an hour and change away from Wilmington, but I got to see. I went up Wednesday night, man, and I'm still nursing after my fall. I actually fell during the tournament. Ain't nothing funny than a big man falling. Yeah, I'm going to see what's going on, because Scratch was talking about maybe coming down Saturday to bowl some of my guys, but I might even try to get a few of my guys to come up and bowl a little side action. But we're gonna see what happens because I got to see if we even gonna have a team going into this season, man. But I got you. If I come up, I'll reach out because, like I said, I know where you guys is at. I was just there, so we'll see how that works. I just got to check with Tiff. But do your thing, man. I bowled like crap. The numbers was ridiculous Wednesday night. If you didn't shoot 250 or something better, you wasn't making no money because the numbers was like 290s plus, 290 plus, 300 plus, whatever. So, I mean 300 because you guys kept had off at 3. But that's my man Paul. Remember the original Dog Pound? I happened to come on after him when he took a break. So I was like Flash in the 5 Heartbeats. I showed up after the 5 Heartbeats was already established. I just didn't disrespect the squad like Flash did. I just tried to do my thing as a member of the Dog Pound. But shout out to the original Dog Pound member there, Paul Rodriguez. That's my dude. Real dude right there. Real dude. And I love him and respect him, man. And that's the thing. Who'd you thank today? Who in your life did you say thank you for the help, the support, and the love? And who prayed for you? Don't let your weekend get started. You want my spot, Flash? Yeah, Paul, when you took your break, I came in as Flash. I was like, okay. Big Dog just happened to fit the original Dog Pound, so I was able to slide right in. Plus, I was a drunk and nasty like you cats, so it all worked out. And I had enough babies to make the team, so I checked off all the boxes to be a Dog Pound member. And I played cards, so it worked out. And I'm sorry for the side conversation. Y'all don't understand. Paul and I go way back. So if you ain't got multiple babies, if you wasn't out here doing your thing back in the 80s and 90s, you're not going to understand the Dog Pound philosophy. So it's not for everybody. But anyway, guys, let me get ready to get off here. It's 32 minutes. I've been on for 32 minutes. It is, what time is it? It is 54 minutes after the hour, almost 11 o'clock. I got a counseling call at 12. And I want to say again, thank you for taking the time out to watch me, to support what I do. Please like this. Please share this. Please tag 2 people today. And make sure that you've told somebody in your life, thank you. Somebody needs to hear it from you. Somebody is waiting to hear you say thank you simply because they want to know that what they're doing matters. Trust me, believe it or not. They may never say it to you, but they definitely would like to know. All right, guys, I want you to have a wonderful weekend. Come on, Luther, let's go. It to you. Have a great weekend, guys. God bless. And remember, we can fix this. When 2 or more people get together with the idea of making positive change, it can be done. We can fix this. All you got to do is bring me your pain. God bless.